Hamsters and Hares actually won. So we'll see if Method NA has made any adaptations. What are they going to do? It looks like we're going for a Warrior Mage Paladin versus Rogue Mage Paladin matchup. And yesterday, we saw Hamsters and Hares absolutely dismantle Charlotte Phoenix with this composition. They were looking very prepared.
All right. Here we go. Roasty's coming in on the Assassination Rogue. We have to see what he can get done against Method NA, playing their Warrior Mage Paladin. It seems like Method NA's main comp, that Windwalker Mage Paladin, is not doing the magic that it used to do for them. They were dominating towards the end of Battle for Azeroth and early Shadowlands, but now in 9.0.5, I feel like we've not even really seen them run it. They've been reliant on Drake to play Warrior, and they've also been reliant on actually Turbo Cleave, surprisingly enough. So I do worry a bit for Method NA potentially falling off if they can't rely on that Windwalker Mage. Hamsters and Hares are getting spicy right away with a blind onto Brain. They get a Blessing of Protection. I would love to see a swap to Brain here with the Vendetta while he's still on Forbearance. We have to wait and see if that's the plan, or they just want to play the same standard strategy of going after the Mage. It looks like Mages are going to be the main priority target, but Zax's in the Polymorph and Brain isn't. Format's going to fall behind. Drake's trying to stay on target. Caught into a Dragon's Breath for a moment, but Blessing of Freedom gets him out of any sorts of snares, interrupting the Polymorph, and he's really tearing into Floormat right now. Zax trades the Sacrifice, redirecting damage. Floormat should begin to recover as soon as Zax gets in his line of sight for a heal, and it looks like they're going for crowd control. Blinding light on Brain. Ceralium getting blasted down by the Vendetta of Roasties. Brain immediately responding, trading a Trinket and a Sacrifice for that all-in from Hamsters and Hares. They use Combustion and Vendetta during that assault, so good reaction from Brain.
Yeah, really well done there. Floormat still on the back foot quite a bit here. Ceralium throwing in some Phoenix Flames. Floormat getting topped off there by Zax. Let's see which one of these Paladins pushes forward and goes for crowd control first. The Meteor is going to be landing onto Ceralium in that kidney shot, but it looks like he should be able to hold on. The full Ring of Frost makes it a little bit less stable. Ceralium could be in some trouble. He gets interrupted. Big damage coming in from Roasties, but Drake is there to back him up with that intervene. Now let's see if they can reverse the pressure here on the floor mat. Method NA looking to strike back in this moment. Both mages still have their Cauterize and Ice Block. Who is going to be forced into those defenses first really is the question. Look at mana. Both these Paladins have burned through quite a bit just 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and this series has a lot of implications here because Roasties can play Warrior, but Drake, I don't know if he can play Rogue. So if this is a situation where the Rogue is just superior to the Warrior, I'm sure that this is going to be a big advantage here in general for Hamsters and Hares. And right now it's just a mage race here with Drake in crowd control. Full Dragon's Breath onto Drake. Format not going to go for the sheep right there. Now he's going to go for the sheep, but Drake with a quick interrupt there. Format and Ceralium both just spamming out fireballs here, trying to reset their combustions. Format's going to have his a little bit before Ceralium actually has it ready pretty much now for the setup here. They get a big hit here onto Roasty. Zax forced to use the bubble. There's the evasion as well as the Blessing of Protection coming out here for Roasties. Still has that Cloak of Shadow. Ceralium with the ult of time. Now in a kidney shot takes a lot of damage. There's the Kleptomania. There's the counter Kleptomania coming out. There's big damage down to Ceralium. This could be his ice block here if they can get some crowd control onto Brain. Hammer of Justice comes out. Ceralium look at the polymorphs. They need to dispel floor mat here if they have anything out of that. But Roasty's here. He has nothing. He has no evasion, no sacrifice. We need to be careful here. Beautiful counter pressure there from Drake as well, saving his mage in that scenario. And now Ceralium here with the combustion, big damage onto Roasties. He might just fall here. Kidney shots. And Zax now.
Zax might just die.
Zax damage here. Big heal on himself behind the pillar. Nicely done there by Zax with the divine favor, keeping himself alive, keeping Roasties alive in that scenario. Now he gets a wings proc here, should be able to stabilize his team. But that was a really close call, and that was mostly Drake there with beautiful pressure, and then of course around him as well with his combustion there.
Feels like Method NA are grabbing this game by the horns, and right now Roasties needs to turn it around. He's got Vendetta, big play, trying to take out Drake here, but not going to net a kill with that smoke bomb. Floormat still the target for Drake here, trying to just stay on the mage, run the Paladin out of mana, or get crowd control. Full Polymorph has landed. Floormat's all on his own. He's going to alter time, but Drake was waiting for it, charging to reconnect. Dragon's Breath deflects for a moment. Ceralium's in a kidney shot. Intervene comes through from Drake. It's a blind onto Brain. I think this blind might be a bait. Brain's trying to sit through it. It's a bit of a greedy decision for Brain to sit all of this crowd control, but he doesn't want to get caught by that Vendetta. He wants to have an option to deal with it, and Roasties is still holding on to it. But this crowd control is endless by Hamsters and Hares. Now a full polymorph onto Brain. Ceralium is trying to escape around the corner. Soul shaping back to Brain as he comes out of the polymorph. Kidney shot secured. here. Cheap shot by Roasties. Is going to all in on this? He's not. They're going to only go for the combustion. They're trying to bait a cooldown with the combustion and then win on Vendetta, but they're not getting the cooldown. They're so closer. They get the sacrifice. But they really needed to get maybe the Cauterize if they want to be able to win this. Roasties is still sitting on that Vendetta, and he basically needs to win the game with it. Zach's out of mana.
As Zach at this point doesn't have much time left. He's in a blinding light. Method at A looking to win this first game. They interrupt floor mat. Can they get the ice block? Can they get the Cauterize? That is the question. Looks like the alter time will be more than enough to keep floor mat alive for the time being. Zach regenerating a little bit of mana, actually. Let's see if they can turn it around. Cerulean getting interrupted. Roasty's trying to create a little bit of solo pressure. Floor mat now into the stun. A big meteor lands. Big damage! And floor mat is forced into the first ice lock of the game, but it gets shattered. And Drake is still looking to make a play.
Ooh, big pressure on Cerulean now. His counterspell. There's a Kleptomania coming out from floor mat. Looking for the sheep here. He gets interrupted. Nice ice block force here. Cerulean choosing to use that before he procs the Cauterize. Brain actually using his Divine Shield. But look at Zach. He's sneaking away for a drink here. If floor mat can get away from Drake, this could be big. Zach needs his
nice
mana
sap.
desperately. They get a beautiful sap right there on Cerulean. They stop the drink right there, but Drake just sitting down, or Zach just sitting down there for another sip. And he's going to get a little bit of mana now. They're reopening on Cerulean. Blessing of Protection coming out here from Brain. That's the last line of defense here for that team. And now we're going to see floor mat here on the back foot. He has Cauterize, but that's about it. Drake's all over him. Dragon's Breath comes out. Full sheep onto Drake. He gets dispelled into a resheep here potentially. He lands it. And floor mat looks like he's going to be able to recover a little bit here at least. Zach, still no wings. Still basically no mana left. And Brain as well with barely any mana left. It really is anybody's game. Floor mat dropping dangerously low here once again. What is he going to do here? He has Cauterize, but that's about it. What is he going to do? He's going to get topped there. Beautiful big heal there from Zach, and now Cerulean is on the back foot.
Now let's see what he can get done here. It's coming down to the wire between both of these North American Titans. Brain caught into a polymorph. He's going to trinket out. He gets an Awakening proc. He needs big heals, but he gets blinded on his big heals. Cerulean only has Cauterize. Roasties goes for the Vanish. They proc the Cauterize. They're tearing Cerulean apart. 1 second left. Brain connects the sacrifice, redirecting damage. Now Floormat on the back foot and getting floored. Huge damage coming up from Drake. He connects. They proc the Seed. Do they have anything to save the Seed of Floormat? They use Save by the Light. They blind Drake defensively. Cerulean's getting killed. Roasties is hard carrying right now, but no, Drake gets the execute. Can Roasties kill the Wild Seed of Cerulean by himself here in these final moments? 0 mana. Drake stuns Roasties. Roasties trinkets. He bombs the egg, but it's not enough. Cerulean blinks back out around the corner, and it looks like Hamsters and Hares are going to tap out, but that was close.
Yeah, really, I mean, in that moment, I don't think we've ever seen that. I think that's the first time we've ever seen a double seed on the broadcast. So, I mean, it really doesn't get much closer than that. Roasties was so close to taking it down, and we would have gone into a 2 versus 2. What a beautiful game from both these teams, but it is Method NA who comes out ahead in a big offensive push on floor mat at the end.
I hope we do see a cross kill in this series.
I mean,
at some point.
What's going
2
on
people
with the
died.
Kills? Lately, there's been so
kind
many
of
cross kills. Like this entire weekend, I mean, we had cross kill in the last series. We had cross kill here. We had cross kill in the last NA game yesterday. But here we can see it. Cerulean's gonna get that sacrifice just barely in the nick of time right there. And then they turn the situation around on the floor mat. They proc his Cauterize. They get the condemn. And now this blind right here, Rose is just sprinting across like a paramedic there with his ambulance coming in, dropping the blind, tries to save the Seed, procs the other Seed right there. Brain manages to keep it alive. Or Drake there with the Storm Bolt as well to keep the Seed alive, just to peel Roasties for a second. And Cerulean immediately reses and Dragon's Breaths as well. Very, very nice situation there to recover from. And a really nice attempt by Roasties there as well. Like most people would probably just use blind on the healer, but he's so blinding the warrior there. Smart play. Didn't work out though.
All right, well, game number 1, Method is going to go to Method NA, but I mean, as Zico already highlighted in that replay, very, very close a number of times. These teams have gone head-to-head a number of times, or 1-1. Right now, Method NA versus Hamsters and Hares. The last time that they did face each other was in NA Cup number 4, and it was actually Hamsters' victory. But at the moment, Method NA is already up 1-0 in this series. But I mean, how likely are we, Super Tees, to see a Game 5, just given how close these two teams are?
I think it's... Do I want to take the bold prediction and say it's impossible that this doesn't go to Game 5?
That's impossible is a
volatile-
strong word. That's a very strong word.
Look how close
If you
that
said
game was.
improbable, maybe I could agree with you, but
I mean,
yeah, okay.
Potentially.
It's highly unlikely that this game ends up being a 3-0. That's a very sterile way to say it, right?
Yeah,
feel
I
like.
think we could probably all agree that it's not going to be a 3-0, right? There's no way.
But it could be.
Could be.
But it won't feel like it should be. If it's a 3-0, it won't feel like it should
If
be.
it's a 3-0, somebody's throwing.
No, but it could be like, the first game was really close, but Hamsters and Hares felt like they were really playing their hearts out. And from that point onwards, it's just going to be Method NA just steamrolling through the series. It could happen.
So you think Hamsters and Hares have lost hope? Is that what you're saying after that first loss?
Yeah, I mean, they're like looking around and they're just seeing like the spinning wheel, from the hamster. And they just know it's going to just be a
stop
repeat,
running.
Yeah, they took a break.
Well, hopefully that is not what is going on behind the scenes with Hamsters and Hares. They still very well could put themselves back in this series. It's only game number 1. Hamsters and Hares locking in Ashamane's fall. Let's see if they can tie this up in game number 2.
Honestly, I
All right,
wonder.
here we go.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think the Asa Rogue or the Warrior is more like? What would you rather have on your team?
That's a good question. I don't know. I need more data. I feel like I don't know. There's pros and cons to both. I mean, the one thing about the Assassination Rogue is the target, so they can actually maybe go after Roasties. If he ever uses his trinket, they might be able to do kind of like a hero swap on him. Warrior, obviously, very durable. I think it's extremely unlikely that Drake goes down in this matchup, but I don't know. It is a rough one. I would rather play against the Warrior than the Assassination Rogue. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to agree with that. And we're gonna see Florida. Oh, he got feared on his combustion immediately. Nice PS by Drake here with the intervene as well. That combustion is gonna be completely shut down right there. Ghost is actually getting Blessing of Protection here, but he's stuck in a Nova into a Sheep now. And this opener here from Hamsters and Hares, not looking like it's going to net them too much. Instead, it's actually going to be floor mat here on the back foot. Ring of Frost onto Zach into a DR Sheep. They're going after Roasties here. Roasties using that Shadow Meld, trying to get away. Gets the Sheep shot onto Drake. Still in an okay situation. He drops dangerously low right there for a second, but he is able to recover there. Nicely done. There's a full blind now onto Graham. Sheep onto Serratum. They're going after Drake here. There's the Aura Mastery Sheep, but it gets reflected there by Drake, shutting down the CC chain. Another reflect right there on the Sheep. Drake is on fire right here, and he's going to shut down the blind goat as well. So I would say Method and A, they have a pretty significant lead so far.
I kind of want to see how they set this up. Roastie's got Vendetta, Smoke Bomb, no die by the sword on the Warrior. If Roasties can get a clean attempt here, Ceruleum is chasing him down, flame striking, trying to find him in stealth, but with that conduit providing an absorb shield, he's going to be able to get a reset, stun up Ceruleum, stun up Drake. They bait a Blessing of Protection. This is very good for Hamsters and Hares, so long as they don't die literally right here. Big damage coming in onto Roasties. He's going to feint, try and get around the corner, but that Spear Bastion is pinning him next to Drake. He's not able to completely reset for a moment, although it doesn't seem like Drake wants anything to do with Roasties at the moment. Going back on the floor mat, trying to play more of a standard strategy. Floor mat blinking with Alter Time so that he can blink back to where he was and avoid the Warrior for a few more seconds. Double Dragon's Breath, full Polymorph, Roasties in the Hammer of Justice, and Zach does not feel comfortable with that. He's going to Trinket and Sacrifice, but it was a bit of a bait. Drake held onto the War Breaker, Ceruleum held onto the Combustion. Now Floormat has no Trinket, Zach has no Trinket. This is a good opportunity for Method NA, although both teams are threatening. Here comes Floormat's Combustion. Ceruleum strips that off, immediately canceling it, but Drake is still low on health. He fears up Roasties and Zach. They polymorph Floormat 3-on-1 here. Nice setup by Method NA. They're going after Roasties. He's going to have to vanish and Trinket and heal himself up with that Crimson Vial and wait for Zach. But while he's waiting in stealth and recovering, Floormat's just taking some heat with Drake going immediately after him. Method and A are just focused on maximizing their damage. Roasties sneaks up on Ceruleum, silences him with a Garrote, and it looks like we may be going back to more of a standard strategy of going after the mages. Although we see Roasties with no medallion could be a target for a Stormbolt. Drake going to intervene back to Ceruleum while Brain is in crowd control. Spirit Bastion prevents Roasties from chasing Ceruleum. Drake jumps into battle stance. Does he have a Stormbolt? There's the Stormbolt. Roasties feints the Stormbolt, but it just ended. Roasties getting chopped up. Zach's in a Blinding Light into a Hammer of Justice. Cloak and Evasion have to trade. And Method and A are all over the place. They're going after floor map, protecting Ceruleum, then swapping to Roasties on Stormbolt. And this mixing up strategy of Method and A is keeping Hamsters and Hares on their toes.
I really like going after Roasties. He's actually got the frictionless coating as well, so I don't know if Roasties really has anything left. Well, he actually doesn't. I do know he has nothing left, so it's going to be really difficult for him if Method NA continues this pressure on the Assassination Rogue. Any more crowd control on Zach, it's going to have to be a Divine Shield, a Blessing of Protection on Roasties. Big damage potentially incoming. Ceralium doesn't have that combustion just yet, but once the combustion meteor is available, however, Hamsters and Hares looking to reverse the pressure. A double Ring of Frost nicely set up there by Floormat. That's on the trinket as well as the sacrifice from Brain, who's still just rotting down, really struggling to kind of recover here. Ceralium on the back foot now, taking a little bit of damage. Beautiful turnaround there by Hamsters and Hares, but still Roasties cannot be feeling safe.
Oh, they could maybe sap Brain here. No, Roasties didn't get the restaff right there. Can he get anything out of the blinding light? It doesn't look like it. Ceralium should be okay still in this situation here. Brain actually pushing it for CC. There's the Blessing of Protection as well coming out offensively here. And we're going to see Ceralium now getting counterspelled here on Arcane. Looking to pressure Roasties here. Roasties still doesn't have his trinket for a couple of seconds. He's going to have that vanish to go with that. So Roasties, if he does get stunned up, he can trinket, vanish, and escape and survive a situation like that. And Brain has no trinket, no sacrifice, and they don't have blind. So if they can get a sheep onto Brain, they could set up onto Ceralium for potentially with a Vendetta, but other than that, it's going to be Floormat here on the back foot. He gets clepted as well there. Floormat dropping dangerously low here, 1% HP. He's going to proc the Cauterize. He gets the sacrifice, but actually uses the Battle Master there, and he's going to use his Ice Block there as well. So Floormat now with no defense there, aside from his trinket really. He's going to be a very susceptible target here. Method NA getting themselves a big cooldown there on the table. And now Roasties though has every single defensive available, so he can go back to being very aggressive. Another Blessing of Protection coming out here on the kidney shot. Big pressure on the floor.
That's it.
That's just it. He's just going to go down there. And
sack the seed.
As well. Did they sack the seed though? Actually, yeah, I do believe
they
that
did.
he has a sack. So let's see. He's going to survive here. And Floormat is going to
turn it
roll
around
back from the ground.
Almost going to turn it around. Polymorph on Brain, Ring of Frost, Ceralium, Kidney Shot, Vendetta. Big power play by Roasties. Can they take out Ceralium here in a big swift attack? They get a blind on the Brain. No trinket. Brain has to Divine Shield. Ceralium's burning down on that Cauterize. Hamsters and Hares still trying to battle it out, but they've got no more safety that's left here. Not enough.
Oh, that was
Floormat's
so
in
unlucky
so
for
much
Sun.
trouble. Divine Favor not going to recover. Roasties in a polymorph. Zach's just trying to heal Floormat and dispel at the same time. Quite a difficult place to navigate. Kidney Shot, blinding light by Zach onto the whole team. Ceralium could be in trouble. Is Brain going to make a trade here? No follow-up crowd control. He's clutching out some heals and slowly beginning to recover Ceralium. Hamsters and Hares are in shambles here, trying to restabilize and stay on target, but without Vendetta or Combustion, I feel like Method NA should be able to swing the momentum here very soon.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, Ceralium got really unlucky with some of the pathing on that Dragon's Breath earlier. Zico and I were calling out the sap on Ceralium. Nicely done there by Roasties, just fishing for that crowd control and finding it. Maybe they can get the Ice Block. Here comes a Garrote Silence onto Ceralium. He uses the trinket, the alter time, just trying to avoid and his dispel. And if he can avoid that dispel, then I think he's going to be okay. Alter time should just heal him back to full. Brain is going to break free from the crowd control. And now it's going to be up to Method NA to look to reverse the pressure. Full Fear coming in. A nice double there by Drake, setting up his team.
Oh, there is an opportunity here. Oh, that was just the Blessing of Protection as well. In 20 seconds, they have Combustion, they have Vendetta. Ceralium does not have a trinket because he used his human racial about 20 seconds ago. And they can kill. Actually, what happened to Smoke Bomb? What did he Smoke Bomb? Roasties. Did he just bump the Smoke Bomb right there? Roasties, never mind. They're still going to have a lot of offensive pressure though. Floormat still going to get that Kleptomania right there on Ceralium. Full Kidney Shot here. Big damage there onto Ceralium now. And Floormat as well though in a Stormbolt into a Kyrian Spear, taking decent damage here from Drake as well. And Brain is going to be able to recover Ceralium in that situation. Roasties now in the Dragon's Breath into a Sheep here. Zach is there to dispel it. Roasty Shadow steps back onto his target. Ceralium blinks away. The Brain here in a Hammer of Justice, but Floormat not able to reach there. Unfortunately, he's fishing for the Ring of Frost, not able to find it. Roasties gets the Kidney Shot, gets the blind onto Brain. Brain trinkets out. Sacrifice trades out there onto Ceralium. But Brain has no Divine Shield. If they swap to Brain, he's going to take so much damage here.
Brain might just die.
So low from the sacrifice.
He might just die.
There's anything in Brain that can just kill him here. He's going to go for a big, slow Divine Favor, Holy Light. He's going to get it off. Brain once again there, staying ahead and manages to survive. And now Zach actually could go down here, getting swapped to by Drake. This game is really spiraling out of control here, Sid.
Oh, an Ice Block from Ceruleum. No way. Both Paladins are going to be out of
shit.
mana. Ice Block's coming up for floor mat in 20 seconds. Roasties can go for a Cloak all in and maybe take out Ceruleum here. Are they going to commit to it? Zach is drinking. Zach is actually drinking. He's getting massive mana. Floor mat's trying to blink back in range, but he's caught in the Spirit Bastion. Drake really needs to get pressure with the Spirit Bastion, but Zach has an Avenging Wrath up. He gets feared on it. He's going to try and sit it, and they've got Roasty stunned up behind the pillar, though. He's getting owned by Ceruleum. They're going to polymorph him and just stick to floor mat, get control of the rogue behind the pillar, stop some damage. They don't have mana to prevent the bleeding that's going to occur once Roasties connects. Now Brain is trying to drink. They're trying to catch him with a Ring of Frost. He doesn't get too much mana, but they are just working with scraps as both of these teams have been going at each other for 9 minutes. Doesn't feel like 9 minutes with the level of intensity between them.
I mean, it's been so back and forth at this point. Floormat going for a polymorph, gets reflected there. This is the combustion, big damage available. And it looks like Ceruleum will be able to hold on. Brain Cells a little bit of mana. It's a bit about even for them. 26% dampening at this point. Floormat with no Cauterize needs to be very careful. He wants to hold on to that Cauterize if he can. He still has the Ice Block. Cooldowns are in favor of Hamsters and Hares at this point in the game. Floormat, though, might get procced. It is going to be the Ice Block a few seconds away from that Cauterize. He's got 10 seconds on that cheat death. Can they hold on a little bit longer? Looks like they will be able to. Zach using the Divine Shield as well as the Avenging Wrath. That healing should be more than enough throughput. Now Hamsters and Hares are looking to take down Ceruleum. Ceruleum in desperation, trying to throw down a Ring of Frost, trying to get some crowd control, trying to kite away. But it is not easy. Roasties is all over him at this point, but Floormat also getting smacked here. Big damage, and Floormat gets dropped. A nice spell steal by Ceruleum. Closes it out on that altar time. Method and A up 2-0.
Very, very nice turnaround there. And Method and A keeping, their cool, keeping their focus after that seed, survived. Very, very nice stuff there from them. And, they're so deadly in these Mage Paladin mirrors. And I don't know, are we going to see the Rogue Mage Pally a third time? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're going to see if they do decide to switch things up. But first, let's check out that replay from game number 1.
Yeah, so here, I mean, the game is kind of spiraled out of control at this point. Drake has so much uptime. They get the block, they remove it, they get the Kyrian Spear, and Drake here actually swapping over with the Intervene here to protect Ceruleum for a second from Roasty's pressure right there. And here Floormat has his combustion, just wants to get the CC, but he keeps getting shut down. Counterspell, gets kicked, keeps getting, interrupted anytime he's going for that CC. And there's the Hammer of Justice now onto Zach. And that's going to be the Kleptomania coming out there from Ceruleum on the altar time right there. And unfortunately for Floormat, he's not going to be able to go back there. And instead, he's just going to die.
Okay, well, Method NA winning 2 games in a row in the beginning of this series. We were thinking, actually, in the beginning of that last game, we were saying there's no way that somebody gets 3-0 in this series. But it's kind of looking like we might be wrong, Sympathies.
Maybe. Also, Hamsters and Hares, when they won, I'm like 99% sure they played Ellie Mage.
They did, yeah.
The whole series. So I would like to see them try a game of that on a big map. And then maybe go Warrior Mage blind on the smaller maps. But after seeing 2 games of this, it's just so close. Maybe you want to mix something up. Do you want to try that again? I mean, you're getting your Wild Seed procced first every time, it seems like. And you're just like scraping by. Why not play something that worked before? Maybe after the changes, because that was before 9.0.5, maybe the Ellie Mage can't maintain mana, but I feel like you should be able to on a big map. Just go Empyrean Domain, set up drinks, play like Creed did, get a point on the board, and then probably just blind lock Warrior Mage. What would hard counter Warrior Mage that Method and A have? They're just going to mirror, aren't they? I feel like. So that, to me, that's what my game plan would be if I was Hamsters and Hares. Pick big map, set up Ellie Mage, and then blind lock Warrior Mage for the rest of the series. I don't think
well, we are seeing them lock in Tiger's Peak. Method and A sticking with that comp. Now we're going to see Hamsters and Hares choosing their composition. There's a lot on the line right now to make it into top 4. Basically, if you're a fan of OTK, you were rooting for Method NA, because if Method NA if Method NA does win, that guarantees OTK will make it to top 4. If they lose, OTK, they still have to qualify. They can still qualify by beating Golden Guardians in their next series, but I mean, there are a lot of eyes on this series, quite a lot on the line in terms of placements, and it could all fall apart right here if Hamsters and Hares loses or doesn't turn this around. Potentially, it's just at the moment really not looking good. They've locked in Tiger's Peak, sticking with that composition as well, Zico.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. You know, there's a lot on the line here. Hamsters and Hares, one of the teams looking to make that qualification, and you know, in NA, you kind of got 3 top-tier teams. You got the Golden Guardians, you got Method NA, and you got Cloud9. Those 3 teams are basically beating everyone, you know, except each other. They're all just able to take maybe 1 series off of each other. So you really have 3 locked-in spots, and it really is that battle for 4th. And there's so many good teams in North America, you know. Hamsters and Hares, definitely one of those top-tier teams, you know, winning one of the cups. And Method NA, of course, kind of been the team to beat this entire season here. So, you know, a team like Hamsters and Hares not even making it to the finals, that's just shows, you know, how competitive this region is. Of course, you got OTK here just really cheering for Method NA to just take it home here in this 3rd and potentially final game here on Tiger's Peak.
Hamsters and Hares are putting up a fight, but yeah, if you're a Method NA fan, you're rooting for Method NA. If you're an OTK fan, you're also rooting for Method NA because it will prevent Hamsters and Hares from tying the match score potentially with OTK. But despite all of that, Hamsters and Hares are certainly putting on a show. These are some of the most entertaining matches that we've seen so far, and they've definitely improved a lot. And I look forward to seeing, regardless of the result of this, to see what their team can do in the future. At the moment, Method NA set up beautiful crowd control. They've isolated floor mat. They're going right after the mage. Look at his health just get chunked, but look at that floor mat alter timed, baiting his opponents and then rewinding all the damage that they worked so hard. Now turning the tides with a combustion push on a Ceruleum. Ceruleum going to respond with mirror images preemptively on the kidney shot, reducing damage. Nice reads by both mages, but those mirror images have been killed off, and now the entire team is crowd controlled. Hamsters and Hares are in control for a few more seconds. Brain trinkets. He trinkets out of a blinding light. Now if he gets blinded and bops off a blind, I want to see an all-in on Brain. I would really love to see that from Roasties here. Go for a blind when you've got kidney shots. Try and see if Brain bops it, and then all in the Paladin.
But they get the ice block. Hamsters and Hares on fire in the early game.
What a nice setup here, and they're gonna crowd control through the block right there, and now they're gonna get a DR sheep here onto Brain. Ceruleum still gonna be under heavy fire. He gets the intervene. He has the alter time active here. He gets the sacrifice finally. Almost blocking his cauterize right there. What a great push here from Hamsters and Hares. Sure sounds like life, but now Zach here in a full ring of frost floor mat needs to do whatever he can here, try to survive after that pressure. Zach is going to respect the damage, trade out his trinket and sacrifice. They just got a big push right there, and that forbearance on Brain is surely about to fade here, so not going to be able to swap over to him, but they get themselves another cooldown off the checklist here with that Blessing of Protection. Zach now in a Hammer of Justice. Ceruleum gets Dragon's Breath there by floor mat. Nicely done. Doesn't have the counterspell, stops the chain for a little bit, but they secure it with that intimidating shot into a fear, and that's going to be floor mat's ice block. Shattering Throw comes out. They actually remove it. There's the blinding light. They might push for more. They get the They might just kill him. They proc him, and just like that, it is going to be over. No, they bought the seed here. They have Kleptomania. They blind Ceruleum here. Kleptomania comes out maybe. No, it looks like floor mat once again is going to come back here from the grave. Once again, going to bloom to life here on Tiger's Peak, Sid.
Floor mat looks more like a gardener here in this series, but now he's caught in the Spear of Bastion. He's going to alter time and blink in for polymorphs. Not going to find it. He can alter back if he needs to. I think he's going to cancel it here as he's already full health and just blink forward. Actually altering back behind the pillar at lower health. Bit of a gamble. Ceruleum still low on health here. No ice block. Brain's in a polymorph. Floor mat's trying to reset combustion. He's got his cooldowns reset. Let's see what he can get done here. He needs to get crowd control into Brain, but I don't think they have diminishing returns. Ceruleum gets interrupted. Floor mat is stunned. Zach Divine shields to try and recover, but they are overwhelming Floor mat. They're absolutely devastating him at the moment. Zach with instant reactions to just keep him even alive at this point, let alone get him to a healthy margin. Really good reaction by Zach there, and nice response. However, they are just falling more and more behind.
Yeah, they're kind of flailing to survive at this point in the game. Format looking for a defensive polymorph, going for a Dragon's Breath potential. Sheep, can he find it? A full Sheep lands. Format is in a world of trouble right now. Beautiful alter time, keeping himself alive. Spear of Bastion pins him down. Let's see if they can have the damage actually drop him. The smoke bomb drops down. This is the combustion. It gets immediately stripped off by Ceralium. Nicely done. Format on the run once again. And if we look at mana, actually Hamsters and Hares is a little bit ahead. So Format can just hold on. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Drake is all over him, just putting out so much pressure. He's in execute range, and there is going to be no Wild Seed. Method NA 3-0. Crushing Hamsters and Hares' dreams of making it to that top 4. Very dominating performance